You see, there is a principle involved in this. When one teaches, an Abba teaches a Talmud, the object is that the Talmud should understand what he's being taught, and then have it independently of the Rav. Understand it on the basis of his own seichel. What the king represents, what the king is giving to his subjects, there is no way that they can have it on their own. They don't have it. They don't have the capacity for this kind of perception. But he wants to give them the real thing. The only way to give him the real thing is to give himself along with it. How does he give himself along with it? By giving them this, as I said, by fiat, this is my will. And they go on and they fulfill it because this is the king's will. They have the king with him. I'm supposed to understand, explain it to you. Do you understand it?
Right. Well, the will in itself is that it's even more than the actual decree that gets spoken. For him to give his actual will would be overwhelming, it seems. The will is even greater than.
So I'm saying there's no way he can give. He has to give of himself.
So
because without himself, there is nothing. There isn't that kind of truth. But for the presence of the king himself. How does this presence transmit itself to the subjects? Let me explain to you from what we have already discussed.
The word presence. The word presence is an external expression of the king. He himself is apart from his presence. So his presence is already so to speak, a step down from he himself. Is that correct?
Yes. But that he wants to relate to the subjects. That's the presence. That's what's called Malchus.
So I interrupted you.
We pointed out something which I believe is very revealing, that when you have a cut on your finger, the intent there is not only that it should heal to a functional degree, and you should be able to do with your finger whatever you need to do, whatever you're able to be doing. That is not the object. That's not the end. The end is that you should heal to the point where it's completely, the damage is completely erased, and it's perfect. This perfection, okay, as we pointed out, listen to this. As far as the finger is concerned, as far as the functional aspect of the person, it absolutely makes no difference. Don't even understand what do you want from me. I'm able to do everything that you need to do. Where is that whole concept? Come. That it should be perfect. Not from the finger. Couldn't care less. Leave me alone. I'm doing my thing. It is a completely different perception. The finger as being part of the hand, part of the whole human being, part of the royal human presence.
So in the muscle, this muscle you're just giving now, the
Right.
fact that the finger heals, that's not only giving the wholeness of the finger, but it's also giving the whole nefesh is being given.
Exactly.
That's the decree of the
Exactly.
king.
This is a human being and he has to be perfect. Not functionally. A Kohen had to do the Ayin in his Mikdash. He was not permitted to have any kind of blemish. A blemish that interferes with his work, absolutely, that's not the criteria.
The fact that it has to come in a limited way, like in other words, the fact that it comes in specifically, in other words, the fact that it has to be a decree, or comes, that's
I'm explaining
because.
to you. Funny, go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's because so there's no way to give over the whole thing,
Exactly.
but he gives it over in everything.
So, I said the presence. This is it. There's no way he cannot impart the essential, the essence of it.
So why does a decree help? Why does it, in other words, if you can't give over the essential thing, why dafka a gevura, why a decree?
A decree is a statement that I care how you behave at this minute level. Because when you behave at this moment, you're representing me, my presence, with you. This is how he can imbue into his people his own reality.
On their level.
On their level, it's not on their level in terms of comprehension. In their midst.
In their life, in their world.
Right, in their midst.
And if it was chesed, it wouldn't give that over. There'd be no giving there.
Right. The only way for him to give this is give of himself without regard to the recipient. In other words, make sure that you understand, no, that's not giving myself. The Rebbe had given the Torah to you, and thereby it says, "Oisi atom like you're taking me. It's true that you're taking me. To what degree? To what degree do we have the Meibus in himself? Tzaddik goyzer HaKadosh Baruch Hu Mekayim. Should be anything any more ludicrous than this? You know what I call him? Tzaddik goyzer HaKadosh Baruch Hu Mekayim.
You're stating that this is inconsistent with him giving him giving the Torah, then immediately afterwards we say that the tzaddik, what he decrees, the Eibishter fulfills.
Why is it inconsistent? He's giving himself. It's very consistent. It's beyond understanding.
How are these two phrases connected?
What?
How are these two phrases connected?
What two phrases?
One that a tzaddik decrees and Hashem does, and Hashem is giving himself in the Torah.
You say.
We're calling Hashem a tzaddik? I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
No. How does it happen? The tzaddik says, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu fulfills it. What does it mean?
Is that how he's in the Torah? I just missed the connection or something.
Tzaddik's like the Eibishter down here, so to speak. It's like
Yeah.
he's able to do what the Eibishter does. The Eibishter gave himself to.
Does it make sense to you that tzaddik goes HaKadosh Baruch Hu?
No,
Huh?
it does not.
He does not. How does it happen? By royal decree. All right.
Yeah, it's good. Just have to run fast to keep up with you, that's all.
Talk louder, please.
Oh, okay. All right. We have just a few more lines of oases that we can really dig into. Yesh pirush, okay, the little base over there. Yesh pirush keser kemashmoi. There are some who explain the word keser. We explain keser so far from a Lashon waiting, a whole go, hoping, so forth. Yesh pirush keser kemashmoi. There is also a pirush that keser. Explaining the word keser. Keser applies Lamaila, that it is Kimashmoy in the simple meaning of the word Keser. Hainu Keser Vator, which means a crown. What is the principle of a crown? Vehatam. What does this mean? K'moy sheha Keser, Roish l'chol levushi haguf. Just like the crown is Roish, is the top, in the beginning, l'chol, the tip, l'chol wushi haguf, to all garments of the guf. This is still going to be discussed. I just want to explain a little bit yesterday the principle of wushi haguf, the wushim. Amongst garments, there are also different categories. There is a garment that serves a practical purpose. For example, you have shoes. You can't walk without shoes. It's a garment that enables you to walk. It's definitely an enabler, but it does not speak for honor. It does not speak of a status. There's a functional element. The very fact that you have to have the ability to walk around is a statement. But nevertheless, it is reduced to the point to a functional level. And there are garments, like we said yesterday, a uniform, which is not definable on a functional level exclusively. It is representing something. And then there is a garment called a kesser, a crown. That serves no functional purpose whatsoever. This is the so to speak, the essence of garment, which consists exclusively to represent a certain status, no other purpose. Okay. So Keser is Roish L'chol Levushi Haguf. This is the top, the Roish, the head, for all garments of the body, even though there are many different levels. But garments in general are epitomized by this Keser. So this is what they say. This is called Keser Kain. Similarly, Mido Zu, this Mido called Keser. Roish L'chol Ho'atzilus is the Roish, is the head to the entire Atzilus. Atzilus means emanation or revelation. This is the head for all emanations. V'nira hakavona, so the Rebbe says that when he means Roish L'chol Atzilus, hakavona, the intent of the Shezeho Roish L'chol Ho'oires Ma'kifim the Atzilus. This is the head to all oilers makif.
He's describing Keser as a midah?
Yeah. Anything that you can name is a midah. There are many different names. Midah means a measure. Reish l'chol oilers makifim. To all oilers makifim the atzilus. Ukmei levushi haroish. As in the case of levushi haroish, the garments of the head. Shezehu roish levushi haguf, which is the head, as we said before, the head levushi haguf to all garments of the body. The inyan ho'atorah, and the principle of the Torah, the crown, sorich leimar. We have to therefore say shezehu lemailo gam bibchinas levushi haroish. Torah is the real tip, is higher than even the Bechina of Levushi Harosh, of the garments of the head. As we explained just before, I'm not going to this is not the time to go into this, but just, as I said, always to have some kind of a hand, a sense of what is being said. Garment for the feet can be identified almost exclusively on the functional level. Not 100%, but to a very great extent. And as we go up further, it acquires a different status as you go up further, until you have a garment that is actually representing status and beautifies the person. The head, the Levushi HaRoish, are are just a statement of principle. Levushei hareish are not garments in order to facilitate any kind of activity in the head. It's simply a statement of status. So that's why it's called Reish L'chol Levushei Haguf. And the crown, so the crown, this is higher than even the Levushei Hareish. Crown is not even a levush; it's an ornament.
Regular Levushei Hareish would be like a hat.
Like a hat. A hat is like a crown, but it has some kind of a functional relationship to the head. Crown is above Levushei Hareish. Again, as we pointed out before, throughout this, we'll get this point, that ultimately you have to know that the godly reality and the reality, and even that which was imparted to the human being, is way beyond the point of functionality. We point this out all the time. Why do we eat with a fork, not with your hands? Why do you sit? Why can't you just run and eat? Okay, these are minimal illustrations. It speaks about the same principle. And the roish of that is the Levushei Hareish, and the Torah is above that.
Not everyone wears a Torah.
I'm sorry?
Only like a singular person would wear a Torah.
Only one?
Only the king would wear a Torah.
A Torah is the king, and anyone who wears a Torah is because the king has bestowed it upon him. One cannot become a Torah. Like I said before, the king took the crown, put it on the heads of his children. That's why this enables them, this permits him to wear an Torah. The tefillin are our crown. Yesh pirush kesem miloshem machtir es atzadik. He's still quoting from the Pardes. And there's also those that explained kesem miloshem machtir es atzadik. Machtir means surround. The pasuk machtir es atzadik. Vakavono, and what is the meaning there? Loshem sivuv. It's an expression of sivuv, surrounding l'chol ha'atzilus b'toichei. That which encompasses and surrounds the whole atzilus inside in there. The Nikra came, and it is called with this term Keser. Why does it called Keser? It's a sivuv. Nikra came, Nirmois, this is to allude to El Tarach, Amudei Oir, to Keser. Keser is Tov Reish Chov. So this is Tarach Amudiyah, the 620 Amudiyah, pillars of light, Hamiyirim Imenu, that come forth Imenu from him, Ubeatzmusay, and in him. Heim Koiches Ne'alomi, and these are concealed Koiches. Hashefim Oir Hanelam, that bestow and flow. Cause the oil hanelam, the hidden oil, to be mushpa el haneatzolim atachtenim, to the lower neatzolim. Ad kamosh. Okay, this is the quote from the Pardes, how you explain the word keser. Now we're going to come in Loshen Chassidus, which makes it closer to our own thinking. Almost there. The Ayin in all this, and explaining the Ayin Keser in all of these different manners. For it is known the Bechin as a Keser Bichlal, that the Bechin of Keser overall means that there are all kinds of different functional elements that we have identified here. But overall, the Inyan for Keser, Ho Bechinas Horotzon. This is altogether the Bechina the aspect of ratzon. We cannot be clearly, we're just beginning this. I just want to point out, based on what we have explained before, we explained many times that if you're learning something, and learning engages your seichel, the ultimate principle of seichel, of understanding, is not that the seichel represents the ratzon. I want to understand. I want to know this. We always say that the seichel is what gives guidance to the person. But it's not the seichel per se. You can prove something over and over and again. Unless the person wants to relate the seichel to the seichel, it's not going to have any effect. The ratzon, this is a completely different category. This is like a point of reality in the person. And then everything comes into life. Seichel becomes functional, effective. Midas become effective also. So Kesed, Bichlal, who beginners are ratzon. This is the ratzon. Does not, I say, it's not based on functionality. I want my finger to be perfect. Why? There's no functional reason for it. This is ratzon hanefesh. This is it for this morning. Okay, we're shutting off.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Alleluia. yeah, 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 yeah,